We are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wayward Revelry. I am
So should I
your.
go now? Like, I know I'm not supposed to be here today, so I can just go offline and
It's not what
spectate.
the overlay says. It's not what the overlay says.
Oh shit! You updated the overlay.
Oh man.
I can't even see it yet because I was getting a live tweet out. What have you done?
We're gonna find out.
What have I done? What has
Oh,
Andrani
no.
done? What has Sivy done? This
fact
has
that I
nothing to do with
Fully
me.
prepared for this because I know
This-
the type of chaos y'all do.
This is all Ivy. I'm just here to, follow up on the chaos Ivy created. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wayward Revelry.
Ignore that. I did not mean to turn to a sub chat. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to Wayward Revelry. I am Prince, he, him, and this is a show that happens on Sundays where we do stuff and things like pull many cards from the deck of many things and finding out that one of our party members gets stuck somewhere they're not supposed to be.
Look, if you had the choice between a boring +1 weapon and the ability to write 2 more cards, and you chose the weapon, I feel like that's a personal failure, right? So I did what I had to. The good of the people.
A personal
okay?
failure.
Me
All right.
having fought death the prior week would have taken the +1 item and been happy about
Yeah, but some people are just never satisfied, Andrani.
Yeah, I'll never be satisfied.
Oh my god.
Don't get us started because we will get Dimples DMCA'd.
Oh, no.
That won't get me DMCA'd.
Well, if
But
we all
anyway.
start singing, it will.
Welcome in everyone. Let's get to the fun stuff here. That should be. Is that Victory? Yo, what's up, Vic? Welcome in.
Love your teacup.
Love the teacup.
Yes, so let's get to it here. What do we have? I don't have any announcements. So let's go to introducing the players and stuff. So let's go around the table, tell who you are and who you're playing, starting with Red.
Hi everyone, I'm Red. My pronouns are she, they. I am playing Z, Nightclaw, a Wave the Weave monk whose pronouns are he, him.
Panda.
Hi, I'm Panda. I'm playing Glix. My pronouns are she, they. Glix's pronouns are currently she, her because she's stuck. And yeah, she's having a moment and has been for a week now. And today's going to get really weird.
Probably.
Save us. And yes, I gave myself advantage. With my
Fortunately,
research.
Joe is not with us today. He's having some internet issues. Hopefully he can join us later. But we miss you, buddy.
We miss
Sorry
you,
you
Yes,
can't help
you,
him today.
Joe.
And Andrani.
What's up? Hello, everybody. My name is Andrani. My pronouns are she, they. Today, I will not be playing Kismet Ridalis, our party's blood cleric, since, as we all know, she is currently stuck somewhere in the Shadowfell. I will, however, be playing Queen Titania, who looks kind of like this. And I'm just out here looking for my friend, I really miss her. And hopefully these people who can walk and do a lot of cool things will find her for me, because as you can see, I'm a teacup.
Short and stout. Here is my handle. Anyway.
Queen Titania the teacup. You can use any pronouns to refer to her, them, she, he, whatever you want.
Yep.
Cool. As a content warning, Wayward Revelry is an adult-ish themed game, meaning that we will make poop jokes and laugh at them. There's some fantasy violent. There's lots of language.
I cuss like a sailor and throw the word fuck around like glitter at a rave. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Some sexual references. And there may be some horror elements that show up going forward in the game. There's also references to blood, There'll probably be several of those in this game, being that there is a teacup full of blood. I think that's it that I have for content warnings for this particular ones, but I will try to keep in mind anything else that may come up. It really kind of depends on where the players end up this episode. So
I will be gratuitously sipping water from my teacup this whole game. Just
water.
water.
Mm.
Delicious cranberry juice.
Anyway, who wants to recap? Right, you got recap. Somebody else want to do a recap?
I have. Well, I don't have a whole fun spiel like we were looking forward to from Joe, R.I.P. his internet. But I do know what happened last week. So the group of us had previously in the previous episode arrived in a factory town that produces candy for the Feywild, which is below the floating aisles where we needed to retrieve 40 pounds of poop for a friend who wanted to use it to grow mushrooms. Long story. Anyway, with the help of some magical pixie sticks, we were able to fly up into the floating aisle where we discovered war happening. Yes, poop quest between different fae, pixies and fairy and sprites fighting over the over land rights here, essentially, and trying to derail us from our poop quest to choose a side and join the war, which we mostly avoided. We were hit by a number of stray spells, but we were staying the course on collecting the poop before really two things happened. One was Sybe, the BBEG of this campaign, donated 10 subs and gave Kismet a draw from the deck of many. And then Indrani chose violence and pulled two more cards on top of the draw that she had for Kismet. And Kismet's soulless body collapsed to the ground while right around the same time, the leader of the sprites called out for a surrender from the leader of the pixies, and then immediately followed that up before there was even a chance to respond with a shot to the face. And this all happened right in front of Elifor, who got really pissed that someone had called for surrender and not given the opportunity to someone to surrender, as well as seeing Kismet suddenly drop like this. He stepped up and called out in a very intimidating voice to everyone to hold their fire, stop right there, look what you did, who did this, to which everyone said it wasn't them, but having never seen something like this since they're engaged in non-lethal warfare, the sprites and pixies both were feeling very anxious about what had happened since they didn't understand it, and agreed to call a ceasefire for the time being and back off. Oh my God, Victor, can you give your advantage to the DM? Chaos. Anyway, so having suddenly, unexpectedly caused a temporary pause in this war, we were able to get a little information from, I don't remember if it was Tarragon or Carnation, but the leaders who said that They thought that her soul was gone, and it's usually kept in something important to the person who took the soul, if the soul was taken. Later, after we climbed back down with Kismat's body, and we're talking about what to do, we consulted with Tatiana or Titania? Titania, yes, to ask them where she thought Kismat's soul might possibly be, to which Titania revealed that she thought Kismat went home to the Shadowfell. So we made plans to clear the poop from the bag of holding as soon as possible, and then clean the bag so we would have a safe place to keep Kismat's body. But for now, we're stuck carrying it. And we need to find a way to the Shadowfell to retrieve Kismat, who also, by the way, now has an ancestral keep that's overrun with monsters somewhere. So,
yeah, that's another thing that happened. I was hoping that you didn't skip that one.
Yeah. So in that whole deck of multiple pulls, that also came up. Yeah. Though I don't think any of us actually in character know that Kismat has a keep and a fancy title and all that stuff that comes with it.
Fine. Everything's fine, right?
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
This is fine.
Nothing is fine.
When we left off. Oh, go ahead.
Did we rest? Did we rest right before? Maybe we just took a short rest. I don't remember if we'd taken a long rest.
No, we were told to take a long rest at the end of
Okay.
last episode.
Y'all had a place to take a long rest if you needed to. There's many empty houses where you can stay. The question becomes who's going to keep watch. In which case, I'm going to make Elafor go first, and we'll make a roll for Elafor. But you all will have to have a watch order. So who's going to go after Elafor?
I will. I only have to meditate for 4 hours. I don't have to sleep.
Perfect.
I can do it too.
What do I need to roll a perception check?
Not yet. Let me do the first one first. Yes, it will be a perception check. Okay. Elafor rolled a 13. Nothing happens during Elafor's watch. First 4 hours was fairly uneventful. Basically, Elafor is just looking out the windows towards whatever's happening outside, which seems to be nothing from where you all are in Terrace Town. Make sure I bring y'all back there so y'all can see it. Yeah, next up would be Glix.
All right, I'm going to guide myself. Perception, you said?
I said perception, yeah.
Oh, that's not going to be great. I'm going to need that D4. It's an 11 plus 2, so another 13.
Another 13. You don't hear anything, Glix, or you don't see anything. You hear in the distance what sounds like marching. But it's nothing that is close enough to you to be of immediate concern. I'll say that.
So I can hear people walking, but I'm not concerned. So I will just listen.
Yeah, it's kind of like an army march sort of thing happening.
Like maybe a bunch of 10 soldiers.
Yeah, that's my concern. My immediate concern is it's more of them.
but it does not seem to be near you.
So it doesn't seem like it's. I will just listen to it very carefully, and if it sounds like they're turning towards us, I will wake everybody up.
Okay.
If it sounds like it's getting closer, I will just hone in on that and listen real careful. And whoever gets up for watch next, I will let them know what I hear.
Yep, that's me.
That does not
There's
seem
that
to happen on your watch. So who's next?
Z.
Me.
Z, it's your watch. But listen, there's somebody's marching outside and it's real loud, but they're not coming close. They're just walking. Wake me up if they show up. And I'll like scooch over and I'm going to put like Kismet's head in my lap and just like, I've already summoned Baby so that Baby's laying right next to her. And I'll just like lean up against the wall and meditate for my 4 hours.
He's like, got it. And then he's gonna like go like right outside the door so that he can like not like out like just in the doorway, but like right on the outside so he can keep a close eye
You're
out.
gonna sit over here or like brood on top of the roof.
Yeah, like but right next to over the door, but yeah.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out. He's a little gargoyle.
You hear vaguely what Glix was talking about, but you certainly don't see anything.
Yeah. Great.
And by the time your watch ends, it is morning? Question mark.
Time is weird in the Feywild.
There is what seems to be sunlight. Like there's no roosters cawing or anything like that, but birds begin to chirp. Both mechanical and not mechanical.
Mechanical birds. Don't trust them. Yeah, if it seems like people are starting to wake up, Z's gonna kind of like flutter down and stick his head in and ask us, how much time do we have now?
What do you mean?
On the timer. The
shit, she opens the watch. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was hoping Dimples wasn't gonna bring it up.
Oh, I certainly was going to bring it up. You've lost 12 hours.
Okay. We have 4 days and 23 hours left.
No, you see this tiny teacup sort of like hover up into the air.
And I will add this to y'all. The teacup does not have a mouth. There's no sound coming from it except like clinking as it sits on his plate.
And splashing.
And a little bit of splashing, but you hear a voice in your heads.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
It's like this voice that's coming to your minds that says, if this thing is time sensitive, well, I miss my friend, but if there are things that need to be done, then I can help you. Before I went to bed last night, and you see this teacup sort of like tip itself over, and these blood red berries fall out of it. I made some of these, just in case you need some help. And GM, before having taken my long rest, I would have liked to use hemo berries.
Sure.
And created some for the party and then gone to sleep to reset that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're a construct. You do not have to sleep.
Right, but I need to rest.
But yes.
Like, to redo my
Yeah.
whatever, so
Z will pick one up and smell it. Does it smell sweet?
It smells like, does it?
It does smell sweet, but it also seems to look like a lot like blood. Like a blood-filled grape.
But also like has a I would say like a metallic twang to the scent as well.
She's like, what did you make these out of?
Oh, blood.
What did you mean that she's at home in the Shadowfell? You never answered that question.
I'm not gonna keep doing this for the whole game.
Maybe get you like one of the little risers so you could just put the camera, like just sit it in front of the camera.
Yeah.
The Sealy cord isn't in the Shadowfell. At least it's not supposed to be.
Well, have you never moved homes? Have you always had one home for the entirety of your life?
I've never had a home.
Oh,
At least nothing permanent.
Z whispers real sensitive.
I think I remember her mentioning a little bit of that. Well, it's a similar situation. Her home is now the Shadowfell.
The
It
court
wasn't
moved?
always.
All of the court moved?
Well, no, I think they're still in the Feywild. They're not in the Shadowfell.
Can I insight check the teacup to see if Titania is like covering or knows more than she's saying, or just doesn't really understand like what happens or what?
You can insight check, but you don't know really what you're looking for, so roll this with disadvantage.
11.
Titania, there's a roll
She
for
knows-
this.
Yeah. I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, is this
Ooh.
just like a confused teacup or natural one?
Well, you can definitely tell she knows more than she's letting on right now.
Okay.
Like it's plain as day. She's like, oh, very.
Yeah, I think Z is gonna be like, noted, register that in the back of his head, but also like Z doesn't know if that's really like if the thing with the Sealy Court matters or not, so much as like, well, Titania, where is her home in the Shadowfell?
That I don't remember.
Do you know what it looks like?
Well, she had an untimely passing, and she wasn't there for very long. But I remember where she needed to go in the Shadowfell.
Oh, can you tell us?
Can I mentally give them a glimpse of where Kismet was headed in the Shadowfell?
Sure. As long as you tell me where Kismet was headed.
You see what looks like the Sealy Court, but it is dark. It is not bright and summery, and it doesn't seem to be brimming with life. It seems to be the same, but the opposite. Is that a fair way of putting it, Gio?
It is very much a flipped. It is a mirror dimension. It is all of the bright, sunny, sort of flowery stuff that goes on the Sealy Court is if you turned that upside down and made it dead and corrupted and dangerous.
And do any of us recognize this place by description or having been there?
I would have probably recognized it as like children's stories they told us to make us behave as baby Eladrin, that if you're not good, you get sent to the Unseelie Court, which none of us actually believed existed.
I'd say that's okay.
It's
Z,
like the boogeyman come get you if you don't behave kind of thing.
You're from the Feywild, but I don't know how much time if you spent any time in that.
Well, according to my backstory, I lived on the exit point between the Feywild and the Shadowfell and saw people coming and going between the two. So I don't think I would have seen it, but maybe
you'd have
I've
an
heard
idea
about
of
it.
what this is based on.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
asking.
you've
Like, if
also
I
heard
know
stories as well.
of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really spent time in the Shadowfell proper. That's true. Yeah.
I would just be like, that's a children's story to scare us into behaving. That doesn't exist. That can't exist.
I think it might exist. I mean, I haven't been there. But she was, why was she looking for it? That's where she needed to go.
I'm not at liberty to disclose that.
Did you? All right. Well, okay. Is there a person there we need to talk to who might know where her soul's at?
There is my counterpart.
A teapot?
If I'm Queen Titania, Queen of the Seelie Court, and if there's an unseelie court, it must have its own emperor, its own ruler. Perhaps that's a place to start.
I just sort of look at Glix like, because we both heard story. I'm like, do we really just talking? You just stroll in and talk to the emperor of the unseelie court? I don't know about that.
This is really weird. Like, I thought the Queen Titania thing was a bit by somebody who's not actually Queen Titania.
Well, she named me. I will say that. I don't obviously rule the Feywild, not from this. How good I am a teacup. I'm just making a logical leap. If I'm named after a real person, then
Yeah, you're named after a real, very, very real person.
is she nice?
I don't know. I've never met her.
Before you were named, did you have another name? Where did you come from?
Oh, I've been bonded with Kismet for as long as I remember.
Yep.
Huh.
There's only
Interesting.
one name I've known. I used to make actual berries. Not the ones you see now, but when she changed, so did I. You know, I think to fit her needs.
Huh.
But that's besides the point.
Did she use?
Do you do anything else?
Well, let's say yes. I have a unique set of skills. It's fascinating, honestly, with all the things I can do. All Kismet really asks of me is the occasional cup of tea. It's very nice of her not to, ask me to exert myself so much. But I could if I needed to.
Can you walk?
Yes, of course. I can walk and you start seeing like the teacup starts to
Float up.
lower and like moves fairly quickly. Like
Mhm.
while hovering, just moves at like 60 feet in just like one, like it's per round. Like I can
Wow.
hover 60 feet. And then you see the teacup sort of plop onto the grassy floor and starts like moving. And
The
at
plate
that's
has
like a
little
30 feet.
legs.
Yeah.
We've seen the legs before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Well, that's
Flying is
good.
probably going to be faster than walking, or I can just carry you because you're probably going to clank around and make a bunch of noise, and we likely have to be very quiet.
In the Shadowfell, yes.
you can carry me. So you have to bow before you hold me.
Yeah, no, that's
No.
not going to happen.
That's fine. I will have to report this to my. I'm kidding. I'm not actually a queen, so that's a joke.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you still wasn't quite sure. He's like, is this a?
We have to go to one of the fairy circles, right?
I mean,
Yes.
probably. Aliford, do you know how they? work?
No, it was Ulfir that figured it out.
Oh,
I know someone who might be able to tell us how they work. I have a promise to keep. If we swing by the tree, we can ask the dryad. And maybe in thanks, she'll tell us how to get there and use the circles to get there. We made a promise to go fix the tree.
I mean, we didn't say we would go fix it now, but
I did say we were coming back the next day, and it's the
Oh.
next day.
I forgot about that.
I-
She probably,
would-
I mean, she could at least tell the mushrooms to take us there.
Well, I don't know if she can control them or not, but she can at least tell us how to use them, because I'm sure if she lives close enough, and the tree is pretty close from what I understand. I just need to sit down there for a couple of hours. Y'all can talk to her while I do what I have to do. But we made a promise, and I don't know if we're going to be able to come back. And I want to do one thing right before we leave.
Well, there's also whatever deadline you're on. 4 days. Don't
Yeah,
want to do
and
that too.
poop quest. We had to turn in.
My friend is more important than my sense of direction.
Well, I don't mean to be callous, but if my connection with Kismet still exists, maybe she's fine. I mean, it's been a couple of hours already.
Yes, but I mean, we want her back, even if she's fine.
The cup falls silent for a moment, and if a cup could seem contemplative, it does in this moment, and says, I've known her for a very long time. She would not want you to lose your shot at getting what has brought you here.
I know.
But I am just a teacup, so
But I mean, we don't know how long it will take.
20 minutes adventure in and out,
Yeah,
maybe, maybe not. Do you want to
it's the
risk it?
Shadowfell. What could go wrong?
Well,
Time
she
could
did
get-
die there.
I wonder if time gets really weird there because we're losing time here. And if it's the opposite of everything, I wonder if we get the time back if we go there.
That's a good point. We should definitely go then.
Just let me heal the tree first.
We should get
Well-
moving then.
Okay. Z's gonna just
Who's
start
got
putting
who's got the sending stone? The thing to communicate with Nib.
That's
I think
Eleanor.
it was Alifor, yes. But
Yeah.
Can we call Nib
Anybody
and
can
let
have
him know that we have what he needs and where it is, but that we have to make a pit stop before we can bring it to him? And if he wants to come send somebody to come pick it up, he can. And otherwise, we'll get it to him when we get back.
Yeah, you're calling him over the sending stone. He says, I think
There's no one else
um,
here. It's safe.
Define safe.
There's literally no one here. It's a bunch of empty buildings and it's all indoors. We'll leave it indoors.
Are there still the marchers happening?
They're around, but they
You
haven't come
certainly
into
still
the
hear
city.
them.
We can
but they
hear
are
them.
not
We
coming
know
here.
they're around, but they're not coming here because the city has been evacuated. We killed a troop of them yesterday.
Semi-incomplete, but I suppose I can.
I mean, we can bring it to you when we get back, but we have to save one of our own who has fallen.
Do what you must. I'll have someone come recover it.
Thank you, Nib. And I'll give him specific directions as to which house we leave it in and start cleaning the bag.
Leave the stone with the poop.
Will do.
You don't really have to clean the bag. It's just sort of like ploop, ploop, ploops out. And there's basically, I don't know how you're doing this. I mean, there's empty houses, so there's just a giant pile of shit.
Yeah, just inside one of the doors with the stone laying right next to it.
Do we want to leave it in the misogynist's house? That would be fun.
Perfect.
Ooh. Yep.
What was his name? I have his name written down somewhere.
Oh, I didn't write down his name. I only wrote down Salty. He's Salty. The Labata is the in charge.
Yep, I basically put the same thing down.
He's not important.
I don't think I gave him a name. I don't know if I did.
I think
looking.
Labana told us what it was, but I didn't write it down because at that point he wasn't important. We're just gonna figure out which house is his and drop all of the shit on like
easy.
side of his door with the stone. I'm gonna comb Kismet's hair. I'm gonna make sure all of the roses are fastened really well. I'm gonna take the one out of my hair and put it back in. And I'm going to gently put her in the bag, and then I'm gonna tell Baby to hop in and take care of her. Baby can't breathe.
Can't
Well,
breathe or
doesn't need to breathe.
Doesn't need to breathe.
That's a better way.
That's pretty dark.
Doesn't need to breathe. It's a spectral dog. Doesn't technically even have a corporeal form yet. But a pink moon wolf will jump in the bag with Kismet to look over her while we're gone or while we're working.
Don't you think she'll rattle around in there?
No, everything stays pretty stable. And
It's
if you
magic.
think we shouldn't put her in there, we either A, have to carry her body, or B, we have to find a safe place to put it. I
It'd be
don't
funny
know
if
that
you
there's.
carried it everywhere. But
Yeah, that would be kind of difficult. I'm not very strong.
I would say that you won't be able to put anything else in the bag right now, but Kismet should be safe in here.
Yeah, I mean it's like 10 foot by 10 foot or something, right? Because like I can always dismiss Baby if I need to. But
oh yeah, the you can keep the spectral puppy in there with her to protect her for sure, or keep her company.
well, shall we?
yeah, Elafor, do you remember how to get to the tree?
Oh, indeed.
I think L4 and Z do because it was pointed out very specifically to us while you were using the spell.
I want both of you to roll, both you and Elafor to roll survival checks though, with advantage.
22, 14, 22.
Z, you remember where you're going. Elafor kind of was like looking around, just trying to get a gauge again, and you're like, no, I got this.
Yep. Like we're on a mission. We have a ticking time clock and we need to get Kismet back.
Who's carrying me, or am I hovering?
I will offer my bag, and if you would like to jump in, you can jump in so you don't have to hover.
I'd like to see the sights. So I'll hop into your bag, but you'll see like some flowers poking out.
Which is absolutely fascinating thing to say because this is a cup with absolutely no eyes, no mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's magic.
It is magic.
Whatever.
Basically.
It does what it does.
Titania, roll me history. I don't know if she actually has history.
She doesn't. So should I just roll intelligence?
Intelligence it is.
18.
Excellent. That'll come into play later.
Okay. Also stop
Um,
me at any time where like any information I give them seems incorrect to you. Just please.
I absolutely will. Some of this I'm just letting you sort of free flow on, but some of it is just because, well, some of it is just, we'll get to it. So y'all have been to one of these fairy circles. I don't know if y'all marked it off.
I thought we went to the one by the Wayward pool down here.
I do believe that was the one that you went That was the one with the
Rude
ones that were
shrooms.
broken.
indeed, the angriest shrooms. So there's two ways to go about this. You can head north and come past here, and then go to here on the map. There's a places to the northeast on the map, and then there's a place between two mountains to the west or northwest of where you are. You kind of have to go around the mountain to get to where the tree is.
Okay. And the tree is right here.
Yep.
Okay. So we might as well go like north and around, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea where I'm going other than I'm following y'all. So it's not a decision I get to make.
Z gets to make this decision because Z is the one who made the high survival check.
I mean, it feels like just going north and around is the fastest way there. I just want to go the beeline to the tree. I mean, like, I'm okay with helping the dryad. I don't care about the tree so much as after we fix the tree, then we can figure out how to get to the Shadowfell. So I'm just like, let's go. Let's get it done. And go hunting for the unseelie court emperor or whatever we need to do.
Perfect.
As we're making our way there, Flix, you hear the voice of the teacup, Queen Titania, in your head. And they say, are you still feeling... Well, last I spoke to Kismet, she mentioned you weren't doing very well.
Am I about to have therapy with a teacup?
Well, to be fair, everything Kismet knows about, being nice to people, she learned from the teacup. If you remember the first apology letter that she wrote with the help of the teacup.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll answer in my head. I won't talk out loud. Can you hear me like this, or do I actually have to speak for you to hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Are you doing any better? I mean, things just seem more stressful right now. So
No.
maybe.
No, I'm not. I can't even shift seasons. I'm stuck.
Is there anything we can do to help?
No. This doesn't happen very often. And short of talking to the actual Queen Titania, Eladrin, I don't know how to fix it other than to finish what we came here to do. I'm hoping that fixing this tree will make me feel better. I'm doing this for purely selfish reasons.
I don't think that's entirely true based on what I've heard about you.
I need to do some sort of good here because I seem to be failing all the time.
Me rebuking that won't actually help, will it?
No. I physically have to do something good.
All right. I'll help you if you want. I have a few plant-related powers of my own. So
if you think you can help, you are more than welcome to help, but I have a spell that should fix it. It's just going to take a long time to cast it.
I think I know the one. I'll provide moral support in your head.
Okay. Oh, 8 hours of this is going to be great.
Oh, yeah. The teacup is like, can I offer you a hot cup of blood in this trying time? No? Okay.
No, thank you.
I got blood in this trying time.
Me with a bag full of tea.
Cool.
Yeah.
Z.
Yes.
As you're cutting this path, and you're being incredibly efficient, you know it. This is
Yeah.
the kind of thing that makes Z kind of want to flex the muscles afterwards because Z
He's like,
is
we're going
on this. I know where we're going. I can smell the burning in the air, sort of thing. Even though it's long burnt, this is your shit.
Mm-hmm.
But along the way, you start to hear a animal sound, grunting, perhaps, distressed even.
Like it's not clear what kind of animal.
No, you wouldn't know at this distance, but you know you're coming up close to it, and it doesn't sound aggressive. It sounds like something that might be stuck or hurt or something along those lines.
Okay. But also Z doesn't immediately trust it. So he's like, hold on, I hear something. And he's gonna he's almost gonna beckon to Elafor to follow him and then realize Glix could get lost by herself. And then say, there's something else. Someone should, do you want to, should I just go and see what it is, make sure it's safe? Or if we should go around.
You both hear telepathically in your head. I can stay with Glix. The two of you
Okay,
go
just
ahead.
don't get lost. We'll be right back, or you'll hear us if we'll be right back. And I
You're
guess
leaving?
we're just going to, I hear something up ahead. I don't know if it's dangerous. We're just going to look and see if we should go around or if it's fine.
All right.
Just, I don't think we have time for a fight right now. And so
Glix will suddenly look very confused.
Yeah, I'm gonna have me and Elafor, because we usually do this kind of thing together, or a lot of times, stealth up to see if we can see what it is. It's making this noise.
Roll me a stealth.
Natural 20, 24.
My God.
Amazing. Red physically
okay.
disappears from the material plane.
Z's on fire today. He's like, we gotta get to Kismet as fast as possible.
All right. Let me see. Y'all are incredibly stealthy. And as you get closer, you start to see what this is. And I would say both of you have seen one of these. For Elafor, it the face even looks very similar. There's a large owlbear. It is strapped to a chariot. It looks sort of dilapidated. It's trying to get the straps and stuff off of it, but it can't seem to get them away. And it's just sort of grunting, crying. It's hard to tell. But if you look in the Discord, I posted an image even so you can see it.
Oh, baby.
How dare. Y'all better come back and get me now.
So I don't think that our closed captions are showing up for Andrani and I for whatever reason.
I'll refresh mine.
The dreaded blue arrow.
Yep. Still don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
The baby.
But and it doesn't look like there's anybody else around, right? And the chariot, you said, looks kind of old, like run down.
Yeah.
Okay. I will whisper to Elafor. Do owlbears talk? Can you talk to it?
Oh no. Oh no, you did not.
What?
Ask the owlkin if it could talk to an owlbear.
Alifor
I
actually.
mean, in general, you, not Alifor specifically, but you know.
Alifor kind of looks at you for a second. And it's funny because it's an owl, and you know how intense owls can look at things. And those
Yeah.
eyes sort of almost pierce into you. But then he turns towards the owlbear. He's like, no, I can't speak to owlbears.
Just a question. How far are Elafor and Z from us in this moment?
Maybe about 50 to 50 or so feet.
Yeah. Now, GM, if
Yes.
the D&D movie can have someone turn into an owlbear, can we also say that speak with animals lets one converse with them? Because is that a stretch? Because it's a monstrosity, if I'm not right.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Amazing.
I don't know how
You
much you're
hear-
going to get from it because it is not an incredibly intelligent creature.
That's fine. You hear a voice in your head, Z. I can talk to it.
I thought you were with me. How did you know there was?
Oh, I have telepathy for 120 feet.
Gotcha.
So
So you're just listening in on a conversation.
basically.
Okay. I mean, the kind of was like, I think never mind. We'll talk about this later.
Sure.
Not you. Why are you in my head? Kids, I will talk. Never mind. Never mind. It's fine.
Am I
I don't.
confusing you?
No, it's fine. Maybe we should just let it out. I could probably undo the straps, but I don't want it to bite me.
Meanwhile, Glix has no clue what's going on and is 50 feet behind you because she was told to stay put.
Yeah.
Titania remembers that and turns to Glix. Like you see the teacup sort of move and tilt upwards and say, "Oh, they found an owlbear trapped to a chariot. It's very cute, but it's massive. And do you want to free it?"
Yes. Where do I go? Hi, Druid.
Well, it's 50 feet up ahead.
Can you show me how to get there?
Yeah, of course.
And I'll follow the teacup.
Teacup hovers and leads Glix towards the owlbear, towards Elafor and Z. Should we also stealth? Because the teacup says, they were trying to be quiet. So if you want to follow suit, I think we should.
I mean, we can try.
I hop back into your.
Now I'll add that Z and Alifor are not like in direct line of sight of this thing, because y'all are being incredibly stealthy, sort of behind trees and bushes, sort of looking
up to see
at
what was going on.
Yeah. So you two can certainly try. Roll your stealths.
Right?
I don't have a lot.
Yeah,
for stealth.
stats.
Oh no, that was terrible. I tripped over myself with my 6.
Let's see.
R.I.P.
Oh yeah, this owlbear sort of eyes just turn straight to both of you.
When it does, I will immediately cast Speak with Animals, and you see.
And if it can see me, I will stop where I am and just be like, "It's okay, buddy." Well, you gonna talk to him or what?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to. Okay, so when I cast the spell, you see sort of the little blood that's been swirling in my cup, sort of slowly get drained away, as I use the spell, and it eventually replenishes itself. But um, the teacup, again, voice coming out of nowhere, says, "Hello, you seem like you're in trouble. Do you understand me?"
You're not coming through.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
You look so silly right now. I
Voice
love it.
mod has betrayed you.
Nope. Did you bump
I
loose a
heard-
cable or something?
I think it's the levels that are good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Stop.
You're stuck.
Hurt.
Yes. Are you hurt as well?
Free.
Is that celestial for yes? Oui? I didn't.
Free me.
Oh, free you. Yes, yes, we will. You just have to not hurt us, okay? There are two of my friends who are hiding. You can't see them yet, but they're here.
I can. Somebody just has to tell me to let him out, and I'll let him out. I'm not afraid of getting
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Druid. Animals don't scare me. I will go out with "Can I pet it?" That's going to be my last words.
Very fair. Even
Does
after I
not see your
pointed out.
friends.
Amazing. My friend Clicks over here will approach you now. And I'm saying this out loud so that Clicks can also hear me.
Walk up and be like, "Buddy, I'll let you out. Just give me a minute, and I will start working. Like I'll pull like one of my
Roll
knives out."
me animal handling with advantage.
Okay.
Get that shit.
Because you got a little bit of help here.
20, 30, 20.
Do you want to do your advantage? See if it's a natural 20?
Oh,
No,
that was with
I wanna
advantage.
hold on. That was with. I rolled it with advantage.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So dirty 20. No, I'm saving my advantage for the Shadowfell because I'm gonna need it.
Cool.
no, 'cause-
It glares at you for a second, but it sort of bows down to let you release the harnesses.
Yeah, and I will look for any straps that are like quick release to let it out. And if I can't, I will just pull out one of my knives and I will start snapping the leathers and just get him out of there.
It looks like they'd have to be cut. But I'd
Then
say
I will
with-
cut him out.
Yeah, with your passive perception, you also see something pretty interesting. The chariot still seems usable. Before you decide to cut the straps, it does seem usable.
I'm still cutting the I would still cut the straps. I would not.
Okay. And on the harness, there's like there's like wood as part of the harness to keep it like on its front parts.
Yeah, the yoke.
And yeah, the yoke. Thank you. And it is engraved, and it says Juniper.
Juniper?
Yep.
Why does that name sound familiar?
It is familiar.
We do.
Hold on.
Titania, can you still talk to him while I'm like cutting the straps?
Oh, yes.
Ask him who Juniper is.
Who's
I'm just like
Juniper?
methodically just tell him I see it written on his yoke, and I'm like just very carefully undoing all of the straps. I'll like try to give him a scritch behind the ear just to calm him down. I'm trying to do all of the kind animal things.
I'll
Two
ask,
things. Getting close enough, Glix, you notice this is a she.
Yeah, there you go.
I, Juniper. I, Juniper.
Oh, hi, Juniper. Why are you attached to this and just stuck here? And I'm trying to get Tatiana to like relay the questions.
I will do
Mhm.
that.
Glix, you notice that it has what looks to be like a claw mark. And the reason why the just kind of gazing over as you cut these straps, the reason why the chariot sort of looks damaged, it looks like it was grabbed. someone in it might have been grabbed by a large claw. Roll me history.
Okay. Oh boy. No advantage or anything on this. Just roll it.
Nope.
No. That's a 5.
You feel like it's familiar sort of ring in your head, but you can't quite put together what might have done this.
Something grabbed the rider. I just can't tell what. Whatever it is, it's
Just
big.
ask. Should I just ask?
If you want.
Hey, Juniper, there was someone using the chariot. Something happened to them. I see the claw mark. What happened? And who was it?
Big claws fly.
Big flying claws.
Take friend rider
Took your.
elf
Did your friend
Good.
have a name? The rider?
master friend
I didn't catch that last bit. Sorry.
master friend.
Master friend. Okay.
You get
know,
the
if you
idea
could-
that he doesn't that she doesn't know the name of her rider. Just that
Right. Could you think of them? Try to think of them as clearly as you can in your mind. I could still like telepathically maybe see or visualize what the rider might look like. Or
this
that
thing is not
also-
smart enough to do that for you.
Got it. She doesn't know the rider's name, but called them a friend. So well, didn't you all
You.
fight?
You friend.
We're new friends. Is that what you said?
You. Are you friend?
Oh yes, we're friends.
Tatiana's like, no, we're not. Violence.
There
Druid.
is a
Druid friend. Friend druid.
I'll finish getting the straps around and like walk around, like hear them talking and walk around to the front and just be like, "You're free. I'm sorry someone took your rider." And I'm going to be like, "Tatiana, can you relay this?"
yes. Also, Juniper is asking you, the druid, if you're a friend.
Yeah, I'm a friend. If you want to.
She's also a friend. And our 2 other friends who are hidden. I would say they're friends too.
I'll stick my hand out a little bit so that she can like sniff at me and just be like, I'm safe. I'm not trying to hurt you. I've put my knife away because I've cut her free.
And
Jennifer, I'm sorry.
she does the thing like when a cat rubs his face against your hand.
That's it. We're
Yep,
adopting
I'm
this
done.
Owlbear.
This is the end of the campaign.
Yep.
Glix is petting the cat.
Ride.
Owlbear.
Friend druid. Ride. Juniper. Take.
Ride for. Oh, you're willing to give us a ride?
Juniper take. Friends. Ride.
Oh. Blix.
Okay.
Juniper wants to give you and your friends a ride.
Okay. Well, I can't put the chariot back on because I had to cut the straps, but we can ride on her back if we have permission.
Well, we just cut you free from the chariot, so can we ride on your back? That's what your friend the druid is saying. Her name is Glix.
Juniper stands up to her full height, which is fucking large.
Mm-hmm.
And begins to
Glix is like
walk
bouncing.
past you, Glix, and it starts to claw at a tree. And it's just clawing and clawing. Then it peels sort of like thin straps of the tree.
Okay.
And then it does a weird thing. You've never seen this before in Owlbear. Times you've seen it, but it does what you can only suspect to be druid crafting, and it uses the tree peelings that it's gotten to make new straps.
I will see what they are doing. I will say thank you. And I will offer to help by showing that I can also druid craft, like craft little flowers or something in my hands.
Juniper help. Juniper help. Friend druid.
I missed that last part.
Juniper help. Friend druid.
I will start helping with the straps to lash her back up, but I will also druid craft some like little vines and stuff to help to help seal it that are going to be easy to just snip off, that she wouldn't have to fight to get out of. And I'm going to holler at the other two, it's safe to come out while I'm doing this. Just go slow.
Cool.
You see, as you're working with your druid craft,
Hide. Friends. Friends hide. Juniper like hide.
Tatiana, make sure that they know that
Yeah,
Juniper knows those are our friends.
see those two, those are the friends I was talking about. They were hidden earlier. They're a little scared, I think. If you
I mean, we're both pretty snack size for the
Glix, you see an additional sort of like more straps being following your lead. Titania will also cast Druidcraft to create additional sort of extras should you need it. Like, see, I can help.
Awesome. Can you please ask Juniper if she knows the way to the ruined tree?
Juniper, do you know the way to the tree that was burnt down? There's a dryad there who needs our help.
Fire. Tree.
Yes.
Juniper no.
Fire tree. Also, I can cast Speak with Animals at will, so I'll just keep renewing it. So you'll see blood every time I need to recast it.
Juniper no. Juniper no.
Okay.
And you're relaying that back to everybody, right?
Yep.
Juniper
Everything.
hungry.
Oh.
Juniper hungry.
Juniper is hungry.
What
do
is
you like
Juniper-
to eat?
Yeah.
Juniper.
Meat.
We could offer up Z. But that might not be enough.
Just Tatiana say this. She's like, excuse you?
I probably have like a couple of pieces of jerky or something left, and I will offer it to Juniper because that's all I have left. That's like of my actual rations. Everything else is all like the flour and the crunchy stuff.
Juniper will take the rations that you give. But you know this is not enough. Juniper will need something large, perhaps a deer or at least a few rabbits. Mechanically, just there above the table here. You can keep Juniper with you, but you have to feed her at least 8 pounds of meat per day. Otherwise, she will be a very, very unhappy owlbear, and you will not be very much friends anymore.
Elafor, you are the fastest sword in the Shadowfell or wherever the fuck we are or we're going. Can you find some rabbits or something for our new baby here?
Also, word. Who do you want to give advantages to? Because you gifted out 2 subs, you can give out 2 advantages to players of your choice. Sunray gifted me the advantage.
He just gifted another one.
Another one?
2 advantages.
I do.
Yeah.
Y'all are choosing chaos today, and I love it. Question, GM. My hemoberries are made primarily out of blood.
They are blood, but they are not meat.
I know, but could we perhaps the dried just to make it a little more palatable, right? If we could sort of like mash them up into the rations just to give
Sure,
it
why
a
not?
more bloody taste and any, and also some like an additional burst of healing. So I will cast Hemoberry again because I can cast it once a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can keep these to Glix because Glix, you have me. You see the cup,
Mhm.
like all the liquid blood sort of like coagulates for a moment and then turns into like little berries, individual ones. You can keep these or share some with Juniper, whatever you'd
Yes.
like.
I would immediately try to like mash it up into like some of the like the bread with the crickets and stuff in it so that it's it's got meat in there. And I would ask Titania to relay the message that we don't have a whole lot of meat on us. What we can do is give them some food that's got a little bit in it that's gonna taste okay until we can hunt down some more while we're on our way.
I will relay this information to Juniper.
I would ask permission before just trying to hand over something that could possibly make them sick or that they don't want.
Oh, it will eat
Consent
these
is important.
things without question.
Also, if Juniper needs any healing, it's a couple of points of heals
Right.
from the
Yes,
Hemoberries.
it will help. Definitely. It doesn't look like she needs a ton of healing, but because the scratches seem to have they've started to heal already. If anyone else wants to make a history check to kind of look at this thing now that you've gotten closer, you absolutely can.
I'll do
A
it.
history check for what thing?
To see
damage.
what may have done this damage.
Oh,
Above table, I think I know what did it, but
dragons. Z has no idea.
I think it's one of the what you call it's the crocodile fly things.
Yeah, the potty thingies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
16.
And let me roll one for Elephant.
Jabberwock.
Yeah. Alifor looks this over after seeing the poop and some of the landing places up on the aisles. Alifor is like, Jabberwock. Definitely Jabberwock.
Oh, well, Juniper is willing to accompany us on our travels, but Juniper needs sustenance every day.
If y'all are gonna take Juniper with you, before you get to this tree, you are probably going to need to hunt.
Yeah.
So I would say nature.
I have an idea.
Or survival.
GM,
Yeah, nature or survival. Go ahead.
could I cast Speak with Plants for a moment and ask the nature around us if they know where the closest deer might be? Or the closest like
Ooh.
big animal that we can go find.
I mean,
Sure, but
we
you'll
don't-
still have to make the nature check.
we don't
Yeah.
necessarily need something real big because once we get there, y'all have 8 hours to go hunt while I work.
Well, that's
But she won't go all the way there with us
Right.
unless we
I'm
get
just saying
something. So we gotta,
something's-
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get advantage because of the plant thingy, but 19 without. And 21 with
19 is
advantage.
good. So this is the way this is going to work. The plants don't really talk to you exactly. They more off give off like sense
Vibes.
essences. If there are humans, it'd be pheromones. But they sort of bend and sway in directions pointing towards where an animal might be. So you're actually able to track one.
I'm imagining like Ghost of Tsushima. You know how the
Yes,
leaves and the
very
wind
much
blow?
like that. That is very,
Yes.
very, very apt comparison. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah. I
Sure.
turn to Elafor and I say, "Follow the winds. They'll lead you to the closest prey."
Now, the other thing about this mechanically, this chariot, it's not very large. This is made for basically like 2 riders and maybe their gear.
We have 2 people that can fly.
Yes, I was just thinking that you don't have a whole person in a teacup, and this is going to move faster than you all will be able to move by yourself. This is going to be basically like horse trot. Even the flyers, this would be hard to keep up with at full on marching, but y'all could swap out, sort of thing.
I mean, I'm probably I'm the fastest. My base movement speed is 40, and
you're a
have
small
monk shit.
sized creature or a medium sized?
I'm small, but I'm a monk. I'm small.
Okay,
Yeah.
This matters mechanically. You could probably fit in here. It's a tight squeeze for all 3 of you. Alafor, Glix, and Z, but y'all could fit.
And I'm a teacup.
Y'all are very close to each other. This is not quite
We're just all like holding on for dear
but
life.
this is like hopping in the back of an Uber, and there are 3 big people in it, and then 1 little tiny person in the middle, or 2 big people and 1 tiny person in the middle.
How fast does it move? The chariot?
So since you rolled so well, this thing can move 60 feet around. At marching speed, it can go 120 feet.
We should.
Well, I mean, then Z could fly if he wanted to, because he can fly 180 around, so with dashes and stuff. So we have breathing room if we need it, but if Z wants to hang out, they can hang out. They can chill.
I think I'll just cling on to the back. I mean, I've also got druid craft, so I can make myself you know, like the Cinderella footman, you know, like the handles on the back of the pumpkin, kind of a thing with some vines. Just
Flash some rope to him and turn him into
hold
a kite.
on. Yeah.
So do we all get on and get going?
Yeah, we have to go. Well, I mean, we have to go hunt down whatever this is
Yeah.
first.
So who's going to be the hunter for this? Y'all leaving it to Alafor?
Yeah.
Someone
he's
else
the
want
one
to
who
take a
can
shot at
sneak up
I
and-
rolled a survival to like help with trying to track down some animals or whatever.
Do it with advantage because Alafor is helping you then.
Like I can help find them. I don't have
Good thing I had advantage for 13.
Well, go ahead.
I rolled a 19 on my nature check.
I know. You are able to
cool.
find it and get
Right.
people pointed in the direction.
Gotcha.
But I don't know if Titania
hunting.
is going to be I mean you could, but I don't know if your abilities is going to keep this
yeah, I
thing
would
in the
see,
best of shape.
I would see if Titania can relay to Juniper that we're gonna go get her some lunch. But we need to step off the trail for just a minute
Absolutely.
to do it. Then I would go ahead and help with the survival check. Do I roll it straight or at advantage or what?
You roll it straight.
Okay. That's a 13.
All right.
I was hoping that +6 would help me out a little bit, but not so much. I may be switching my dice again because these dice are failing me miserably.
You all find it. You find a deer. It is not a large deer. This is probably you know, a deer that is just reaching maturity.
Is it 8 pounds?
It's a
It
deer
is-
that's just reaching maturity. You're going to get like 30 pounds of meat off.
Exactly.
There you go.
Welcome to the Oregon Trail generation, y'all.
I'm going to assume that Elephar is going to have to be the one to take a shot because I don't know if any of you have bows and stuff at the ready.
Not
No,
without
I'll be
casting my
there to
spell.
like punch it in the face once it's you know.
So, let's see. Then if you're going to be in range to sneak up on this Z, you're going to have to roll a sneak.
Can I thorn whip it and hold it in place? It's 30,
We'll
it's
also
30
have
foot
to make a
range.
stealth check as well to get up on it 30
23
feet.
stealth.
Z, you're stealthy. You're moving.
Like
Very
standing
soft.
behind it, like ready to
That is
pounce.
a natural 1 on my stealth. I'm switching my dice.
Fair enough.
no.
You don't startle this thing, but you get stopped before you move forward by Alafor. Well, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, you get stopped by Elafor before you start to move and startle this thing. Elafor and Z are on it.
We're like, we got it. We got it.
Oh
no.
Stretches back with the short bow. And we'll see how this goes.
Do you want to guide him?
Yeah, I'd cast guidance.
Does guidance apply to attack rolls?
I don't know. Does it? I don't know.
I
Somebody
think-
just told me to guide it. So
I think it
will
applies
cast-
only to skill checks.
Yeah, then no.
Oh, ability check. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh.
I mean,
Even
can't
we
then.
got
cast it
this,
anyway.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elafor does this with aplomb. You have a feeling that Elafor knew the whole time that he'd be able to accomplish this and basically one-shot this thing to make it as painless as possible, and does. It is just like up right through the neck into the head and down.
Cool. Well, Z's like right there, ready to like punch it in the back of the head. So he'll just pick it up and start dragging it over.
Z, roll me a strength athletics check then if you're gonna go grab it to pull it.
Oh my God.
This thing is about as big as you are.
14.
Oh, I'm sure it's bigger than he is.
Yeah.
I would.
I'm-
I mean, we could all
I'm doing
help, like,
okay.
carry it.
Or we
Sure.
could just bring Juniper here.
That was also what I was thinking. Y'all are doing this the hard way sort of thing. But you know what? This is
Yeah.
how it goes with players.
They're attached to a chariot. You can't just roll the chariot through the woods. It's got to be on
Correct.
some sort of roll.
But I mean, you kind of do have to roll the chariot through the woods because all of this is woods, as you can see.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, with all of you working together, you get it back into Juniper's range. And as soon as Juniper catches a sniff of this, and Juniper has very honed senses,
I jump
Juniper
out
is
of the
like,
way.
yeah,
Hungry. Food. Eat. Juniper. Yay.
Oh, baby.
I'll
And
cast,
Juniper's on this thing and just ripping it apart, basically. And within maybe like 5 to 7-ish minutes of gore and destruction, there's not much left of this thing. You know, Juniper only needs to eat about 8 pounds of meat a day, but you know, all maybe like 80 pounds of this thing, there's nothing left but bones.
She probably hasn't eaten in a couple of days. She's
Mhm.
lashed to a chariot.
Juniper looks like something out of a horror movie now, though. I won't lie. But if an owl could have a smile of just like contentment, then that's what Juniper looks like right now.
Well, that's our good deed for the morning.
I druid craft like some vines and stuff that have knit themselves into like a washcloth, and I wipe her face off. I'm like, who's a good baby? Who's a good girl?
I love it.
Juniper is cooing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more like a roar coo because it's still a bear. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
It sounds weird, but I know she sounds happy.
she does.
I get her all cleaned up. I'm like, who's a good baby? All right, can you take us to the tree, please? And I will climb in.
Higher tree. I remind Juniper.
One thing that's very interesting about this chariot that y'all noticed immediately when you got here is there's no like straps to hold on to Juniper, to steer Juniper. There never was. It doesn't look like there was at all. For the rider, this is a connection between this creature and the rider. You suspect that maybe the rider was trained with this creature since it was small. I would not call it domesticated, because one is not going to domesticate an owlbear, but a companion. And you all now have an owlbear companion.
Great.
I'm gonna cry. This is so great.
We're gonna take a short break though before we go trapezing towards this tree. But good job on not pissing the owlbear off and making me have to make it eat you all. So we're gonna take a little break.
It would have eaten Glix because Glix would not have swung on the owlbear. She would have sat there and died. She'd have been done.
And that was just on my random encounter table from Beyond the Witchlight. So y'all did a good job. So we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes. We're gonna run some ads, pay the man. Keep the subs going. Remember again that bits give what are bits thing this month?
You have to do
Feywild,
oh yeah, Feywild magic surges. So if y'all want to see more chaos, wild magic surges, you can give a wild magic surge to whoever you want, except me. They don't really do anything for me, but all the players here can get wild magic surges for 300 bits. Once that bar fills up at the top to 1500 bits, then they get a gift from the Shadowfell, and that is a thing for me to give to the players. That could be good or bad.
Soul.
Could be good or bad.
Could be.
We'll see. So we're gonna take a break.
Also, don't forget, if you gift 10 gift subs at once or 10 subs at once, then we have to pull from the deck of penny again.
Yes. Elafor is the only one left to pull, and he's not here. I don't think.
Also, Tatiana.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Tatiana hasn't pulled yet.
Tatiana hasn't pulled yet.
Anyway, we'll see y'all shortly. Thank you for being here. We'll be back.
See you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you.
Don't know this feeling in my head. Wish it.
And she was saying sexy video, and I was like, yeah, that's a really good point. I concur.
Yeah, it's usually a good point.
Yeah. I mean, how do
Sexy
you
video, sexy video, sexy video.
exactly?
That's what's happening.
So
is-
poignant.
This is my life now.
Right.
So anyway, welcome back to Wayward Revelry. When we left off, our group had adopted an owlbear.
Named Juniper, who we love very much, who is a little baby.
I don't know about a
Just
little baby.
demolished
It's a little
fucking-
baby.
And we are already killing for her.
Yes.
Yes.
I will kill for her. I will die for her. She is my baby. Glix has just automatically declared it her baby. Like she has no fucks to give about it. It is my baby.
This is a like 15-foot tall creature.
Mhm.
If y'all find
Full grown
It's
out
always
there.
Glix's girlfriend. Let's be honest here.
right, fair.
Yeah,
guys
but
find-
this creature would make your girlfriend look tiny. Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying, Kazmat? Andrani?
Oh, yeah. You rock up to the Shadowfell, and maybe you find Kismet, and you bring her an owlbear. She's like, "Oh, is this my snack? Thank you." And Glix just immediately is like, "Go back to where you
I vaporized Kismet in 1 second.
So, I got a question for you, Z. How do you feel about
Yes.
this giant owlbear that is going to be leading y'all around?
How do I feel about the owlbear?
Yeah.
Now I feel neutral. I'm like,
The reason I asked this question, because the owlbear
Uh-huh.
can lead you, or you can still lead, because you still know where you're going.
how do I feel about it leading us? Yeah. If it knows where it's going, like I'll just hang on for the ride. I don't care. Otherwise, it's moving fast. Like Z just wanted to get there.
Indeed. And it doesn't take you much time, honestly. You eventually run into this dryad. Meadowleaf, who is standing by this broken tree. It is destroyed. That's all. I mean, it's just exactly what it is. It was apparently hit by something that broke it, and then it burned. There's still tree husk here. Like imagine breaking a toothpick. You know how there's little sharp edges sort of things going on it. Well, this is that, and it's also been burned severely. But again, like we mentioned in an earlier episode, the roots. Burning doesn't get to the roots. And Juniper stops. Once you'll get close to the tree, the dryad has a look at Juniper. And the dryad nods. Juniper nods. Stops at good distance away.
Juniper take. Juniper here. Tree. Fire. Juniper help.
Thank you, Juniper.
I'll hop off the chariot and I will undo my portion of the druidcraft to undo the vines so that the harness will come off of her so she doesn't have to sit attached to the chariot for as long as this is going to take.
I'll do the same.
So Tanya, can you ask her if she would like to stay with us or if she wants to go hunt or if she would like us to go hunt her down some food while I work? If you two are willing to do that, it's going to take me a while.
I mean, yeah, we got it. I look over and over. We got the last year. We can do it again.
Juniper does not even seem all that interested in more food or anything. She just kind of curls up with the itis. Now that she's taking y'all or y'all need to be,
baby.
Conks out to sleep.
I think she's comfortable where she is.
I will walk up and greet the dryad.
I bow.
Bow. She gives the cup
I'm
a strange
I'm showing
look.
you, like,
Don't ask. I come to do exactly what I promised to do to the best of my abilities.
Are you sure you can?
I have a spell I can use that should help. I can't promise it'll be instant. I can't promise the tree will be the tree tomorrow. But I can pull the life back into it because there's still life there to work with. I'll do the best I
Nods at
can.
you. Let me know if you need my help.
I will.
Yeah, while she's working on that, could you tell us about the fairy rings and how to get to the Shadowfell?
When you say Shadowfell, her face turns sour. Why would you want to go there?
Well, we have to help a friend of ours whose soul got taken.
And she
And it's
looks
not that
around at your
bad.
group and she's like, "You are missing."
Yeah, we have her body, but the soul's gone. And we think it's in the Shadowfell, so we have to go there now. It's a problem. If you know how to get the soul back without going, that's also great.
I'm just going to kind of stand there and be like, I was kind of hoping we could be a little nicer about asking for help, but I'm going to go get started. And I look at the druid as a walking, or the dryad as a walking, and go, and I'm just going to go.
Oh, you don't have to go to the Shadowfell with us. That's not, I was just wondering if you could tell us how to go there.
She goes, "I would never.
By yourselves. Yeah.
Never. Absolutely not. But you can use the fairy rings to get there, but you need a corrupted one, not the good ones. They won't take you."
Oh, like the one that was just yelling nasty things at us?
You ran
Or
into the Tempestries. Yes, those.
Got it. Rude ass mushrooms.
She sort of smiles at that. Yes, rude. Not friendly.
Okay, but those go to the Shadowfell.
As it is already corrupted, it is an easier path.
Got it.
You'll need to negotiate with them.
That'll be fun.
We can do it.
You just look skeptically at Titania. I don't feel like they want to negotiate so much as they want to be jerks. So
Jerk. What is a jerk?
an asshole.
She sort of has a face. She doesn't understand. You could tell. You just with passive insight, she just kind of nods.
A bad person. Mean. Rude. Yeah.
A little bit like Z over here, or so I've heard.
What? I'm not being mean.
Tell me, Z. And
What?
while Glick starts working their magic, Queen Titania is going to turn to Z and has a very stern voice all of a sudden. Says, have you ever been arrested for any crimes?
No.
What is your family like?
Why do you care?
I have a vested interest in you being a decent person.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, you always tell her. Tell me, how many relationships have you been in?
Like what kind of
The
None.
recognition is everybody starts to get it. Like what's happening.
Alipor is just like the Homer Simpson into the bush thing.
He's like arms across his shoulders. He's like, none. Like,
You shrug when you lie. We established this. Remember? I was
I'm not shrugging. Why is this your business?
It just is. Have you been in a romantic relationship before?
No.
Suddenly seems like that. Do you
I
know?
have a nemesis. Is that? No, it's not. It wasn't romantic. We hated each other, but it was a relationship, I guess you could say.
Right. Do you know how to promenade?
What is a what? No.
So that's a no.
Maybe.
Right. This is going to be a problem.
You're a problem. What the? No, it doesn't matter. You're a teacup. Whatever. I don't care.
Is this how you will speak to her mother when she finally introduces you to her?
She has a mother. I mean, I get sure.
What are your intentions with Kismet?
I have a piece of paper I want to give her.
What does the piece of paper say?
She said she needed a paper for therapy licensing. And I asked Alfor to make, why do you care? Do you want a piece of paper too? Are you jealous?
I'm not jealous. Why would I be jealous? Ugh.
I don't know, because maybe everyone cares about Kismet more than you.
How dare you? And I will cast Entangle and try to entangle.
Is that a dex saving throw?
It is.
Only a 15. That's real low for me.
It's a 14 to beat my save. So
What the fuck is
listen
happening?
here, mister. Her voice booms in your head.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if it's clear to you yet or not, but clearly Kismet, for some reason that is beyond my understanding, interested in you, all right? And if you hurt her or mistreat her or are rude to her, I will ruin your life. But if not, I would love to be friends with you.
She's just like, it's like, first of all, are you jealous that Kisma likes me? Because
No,
you're
I am-
always, I mean, I understand if you're good friends with her, maybe you feel threatened. Honestly, I don't.
I'm just making sure that she doesn't end up with some asshole who's
I
just
am going to the Shadowfell to get her soul back.
You know what? That's a fair point. I think out of principle, I dislike you.
That's fine. I can also dislike you out of principle because who cares if I can promenade? Like, what is that even?
Well, if you're going on a
Does
date
Kisma
with a royal
promenade?
person, yes, of course she's promenaded many times.
Promenaded?
You know, where you walk around the royal gardens with your paramour in your
What is a
arms.
paramour?
Someone you are pursuing.
Well, we're pursuing her right now to get her soul back. Is that?
Oh my god, you are just and you see the teacup turn around and just whoosh back to clicks. And as you're casting your spell, just in your head, oh my god, so infuriating. I
Boy, it's a good thing I haven't started it yet.
I totally understand where you're coming from, honestly.
Z is just like, what the fuck? And turns around, looks for Elevor, who's like Vandal scooting away, and goes over. What is this promenade?
It is something royalty does. I think.
Do I need to worry about that?
I don't think so. Kismat
Okay,
seems
good.
interested in you, despite your brashness, rudeness, even.
I don't think his mom's that interested in me. I mean,
We all have eyes.
I think she's thirsty.
If she wanted to drink you, she would have already done it.
But she doesn't want to just drink anybody. That's why. But I think, anyway, whatever. It's fine. I don't care. It's fine. She just like goes off and perches on a tree.
What spell are you casting?
Okay, so the setup for this is it's a lot, but so I have to take basically all of my gear off. I'm gonna leave it with Juniper. I'm gonna give her a scratch and be like, I'm gonna be right over there. I'm just gonna leave everything in the cart. I am going to first cast Druidcraft to start pulling any of the spare, like whatever deuterus or whatever is around from the original tree, to pull it towards the trunk.
Mhm.
So that everything is piled up right there. So I have every last bit of energy from the tree right there. And I'm going to basically find the largest root that is sticking up out of the ground, the thickest one I can find, like up close to the actual trunk. And I'm
Okay.
going to put both of my hands on it. And I'm going to go, Titania, I need a favor.
Anything for you.
Get out of my head for the next 8 hours.
Ugh. I'll have to. Fine.
Like, I need her to break the link.
I break the.
It's not a link necessarily. She just can, like, that's her way of speaking.
Gotcha. Well, I need to be left alone for 8 hours. And I'm going to cast plant growth. I am not going to cast the 1 hour or the 1 action. I'm going to cast the 8 hour version. So the wording of the spell, and you're the DM, so you get to decide what happens here is, if you cast the spell over 8 hours, you can enrich the land. All plants in a half-mile radius centered on a point within range become enriched for 1 year. The plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested. It says that as part of the one action spell, I can exclude one or more areas of any size within the spell's area being affected.
Mhm.
So what I want to do is I want to focus strictly because I'm going to guess how big across is the trunk.
I think I said that this trunk had like a 20-foot radius on it. This is a very
Okay.
large tree.
So it's a very, very large tree. So it probably is going to need, 20, that's 40 foot, that's 80. So centered on the center of the trunk, the root system should be about a 70-foot radius, depending on the type of tree, but I know enough about trees.
Sure.
So centered on the trunk, 100 and let's say 200 feet diameter. So instead of the half mile, I want to focus all of the energy in those 200 feet diameter or whatever the 200-foot diameter, 100-foot radius from the center of the trunk.
Okay.
And basically for the next 8 hours, I go almost completely celestial and I just chant and I put every drop of energy I have into the root system to try to bring the tree back all the way back to life as much as I can in those 8 hours. I'm just going to pump everything I have into it. I'm not focusing on anything else. I'm almost translucent. You start to see all the stars and stuff do the thing. And for 8 hours, I literally hold on to this one root and I put everything I've got into it. It is
That
a
is
3rd level
beautiful.
spell.
Yep.
So I'm burning the slot.
Yep. Titania,
Yes.
you happen to have this spell.
Yes.
Are you helping?
As you start doing this, at first Titania is just mesmerized by just the sheer beauty of what is happening before her. And as she fully starts to realize what Clix is doing, she will support Clix in her endeavors. And I will also cast Plant Growth. Mine doesn't look nearly. It's more of like a support stream. You see an additional like few sort of swirls of vines and leaves sort of grow out of Titania, the flowers that sort of are around the teacup, and intertwine with Clix's fingers as she's holding onto the root. It's more like a support spell.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an additional one, if that makes sense.
Sure. This makes a difference. Z and Alifor, you both are approached by the dryad. It's a very odd thing because she's walking with what seems to be a pack, like a woven from vines and trees bag. She opens it up and she lays out several things. It looks to be a water skin. She opens it up, removes the cork from it. It smells of milk, honey. It has what seems to be like a rock, but it looks to have been shaped more like a brick. There is a smallish spear. It looks kind of like something that a bullywug would hold. It's not long or big, but it is sharpened. She's also in this bag. There seems to be seeds. All of them seem to be gold. But they are not the same seed. You can tell they are of several different trees. And carefully, from within her own self, she pulls out from like the vines and stuff that make her her. And there's a small jar. only about, like if you have one of those like sample jars of like something you get from like Lush, have a little sample of a lip balm or something in it. It's very tiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear glass. It doesn't look like anything's in it, but you can hear what sounds like a hurricane coming from this. And she sits this down in front of all of you. And she says, we can use this to help your friend. And help me. If she truly is going to restore this tree, she'll need all of us. Will you?
What does it do? What are we supposed to do with this to help?
She looks at you. She says, you are one of magic. Fey magic.
Yeah.
You understand the weave. I need whatever you can take from the weave.
These like understand is a strong word. I more channel it, but potato. She wants me to channel energy out of the weave into the tree spell,
Yes.
Whatever's happening.
Whatever your weave strike, whatever it costs to use that, you need to do that twice.
Well, I've also got weave attunement. So I could kind of like open my senses into the weave and then try to channel it through more productively.
So
through my hands.
Your weave strike costs key points, right?
Yeah.
Use whatever it takes to cast weave strike once, and your weave attunement is on a cooldown, right? It's like per day or something.
No, weave attunement I can just do whenever. It takes 10 minutes.
Then 2 weave strikes.
Meditating and then
whatever it costs for 2 weave.
Yeah, and 2 weave.
I'll have to give that up.
Yeah.
Alifor will have to give up something as well. But
and I will say, like, as this goes on, like once we start getting into hour 2, hour 3, you're gonna start to see the fire side of Glix trying to pull the damage from the fire into herself. So there's going to be like what looks like spectral flames like licking up her arm. She's literally trying to pull the damage in and push all of the energy out.
cool.
Such a beautiful way of describing it.
Yes,
I love it.
this is very good. All of you are essentially casting the spell. This is a combined effort, and it is a mixture of what turns out to be a multitude of spells. The dryad comes close to the tree, and she asks both Z and Alifor to touch the tree.
Yeah. I mean, Z's gone over to like meditate on top of the stump basically for the channeling the energy, and he's touching it.
She takes the milk and honey and pours it on the tree. She stands the stick up next to the tree. Almost looks like she's trying to make it hold it up. She takes the 3 seeds, the golden ones, digs a little hole and plants them next to the tree. And just covers the dirt back up. And then she opens the little jar. And all of you feel this. There is a torrent of wind that flows by you. But it's not bad. It is like the sweet smell of nature. not like a terrible thing. It is whipping, it is strong, but you are strong within it and you feel it. This is life being given back to something. And you smell the life from all of the things here, despite the corruptions that the hags have given. You all are putting something far more important back into the world. And Glix, you feel it first. This tree is returning. You feel the life flowing back into it. You don't feel the time going by anymore. You are too wrapped up in the spell. All of you are. Because you all feel connected in a way that is beyond what you are normally used to. You are birthing something. This is not just something that was there before. You're not just restoring it. You are bringing something to life. You all had to give something up to do it, but you're bringing something to life. And the ashen parts of this tree begin to fall, turning to dust, coming to the ground, onto the ground, and there's ash there. But out of that ash, the tree begins to sprout and grow. Faster, bigger, faster. Up, 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 up. Until it's probably about 30 feet tall. And all of you all, your energy is spent. You don't have anything more to give. When you come back to, the druid is touching this tree. And she is crying. There is joy that you know it immediately. She is crying tears of joy, sap flowing down her face freely. Juniper is standing there, just staring at this tree that has just appeared. You all have learned something very, very important out of this. Whatever this dryad gave you, it brought something to you that y'all did not know before. Should you combine your efforts, you may be able to do far more spell casting than any one of you is capable of on your own. You do not know how all of this will work, but with time you may discover that as a group, you are far more powerful than you are by yourselves.
We're the Power Rangers.
I have borrowed, for the sake of some above the table sort of things, some spells from the incantations book. That is from Metalweave Games. HCT Paladin and Kirsten Bell wrote on this. And the spell that you borrowed from is called
Paladin. He's great.
Wild Growth. I took a little creative liberty, said to merge it with plant growth. But when you come to out of this, it is like the best summer, perfect breeze sort of temperature. The grass feels soft. Your butt's not wet from sitting on it. You have essentially created the perfect day in this little part of the Prismere. And the dryad looks at all of you and just goes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I did not think this was possible. It is back. It is not the same, but it is back. It is perhaps better. I am home. You restored my home.
Glix is just sobbing. She's just looking up at it and just crying because she didn't think it was going to work. She was so worried it wasn't going to work, but she had to try. And the fact that everybody helped her is a lot. And she's just crying.
Alifor is crying.
He's like, well, I mean,
The
Glix is pretty good at plants. So, I mean, yeah. Of course, we helped you. And he's gonna like wander off and kind of like kick at some grass and like
Glix is going to get up and go, don't make me regret this. I'm going to run up behind him and give him a hug.
What's your passive perception?
16.
Okay. You can see that he is upset. Not at you. He's upset. And you probably heard, as you were running up, you probably heard him mutter, I wish Kid's mom was here.
We're going to go get our girl. But I need a nap for a minute.
Since, as you described it, you're like, it's a perfect day, except we're missing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that juxtaposition, like everything is actually really nice right now. It's actually making it feel worse that Kismon is not there. Yeah.
We'll bring her to see it when we get her back.
Okay, but like, how much time did that take?
8 hours.
It actually took less. Because
Really?
you all casted it together, it cut the time in half. It only took 4 hours.
Nice.
Okay.
What does the watch say? Does the watch say 4
Yeah.
hours is gone?
The watch says 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
So 4 days, 19 hours.
He's like, well, we can't, we need to go soon, but.
I'm gonna like curl up on the ground by the roots of the tree and by the dryad for just a minute. I need a rest, like a quick
Yeah.
mental break. 'Cause that was a lot.
I have a question, Gia, and this is not an ability I have, or not something I can do,
Okay.
but I have 3 uses of plant growth every day.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering if in that moment of connection that we shared, part with one of a little piece of magic that I contain and return it to Clicks so that she can regain a slot, maybe? Can I try something like that? If there's this moment of coalescing our powers or whatever.
Powers combined.
Yeah.
I will be okay with no. Just
No,
Yeah.
I'm just mechanically I'm doing a thing. I'm trying to figure out something.
Because we have a long journey ahead of us, and that's a lot of power too.
Instead of that,
Mhm.
if you give up what you have in your 6th level spell slot, you can do that.
Oh. I think I'll hold on to it because I think that might be something.
no. Glix came here knowing she was gonna burn the spell. She was gonna burn the energy, so
Yeah. Titania will try, but knowing what she can do, if she conserves her energy, she will choose to. Lix made a choice, and maybe it's better to just leave that be. The teacup will turn to you, Z, and in a very soft and gentle voice, in contrast to the shouting match that they had earlier, say, "You have earned my respect. That was very well done."
YouTube. Because he's like not exactly looking at you directly, but he's like, yeah, it's fine. I guess we can be cool now. He's like, all like arms crossed, kind of like bunched up. He's like, I'm hungry, and he's just gonna start shoveling chocolate covered roaches into his mouth. Yeah. Like, does anyone else want any candy or
Alifor takes a couple of the roaches because Alifor is also like wiping off tears a bit.
Mm-hmm. I will suggest to him, I'm like, you could make a picture of this so when we see Kid's mom again, she can see it. If you wanted to, not that you have to or anything. I know you like to draw pictures.
He's like,
I can
that's actually a wonderful idea, Z. Thank you.
And Z's having a tough time.
Oh, baby.
I'm gonna look at the dryad. Where's the closest of the circles that's corrupted?
And there's a weird thing that happens. She doesn't say anything. She's just literally being a tree hugger right now. But the grass, the trees, the area around you almost makes a direct path, sort of just kind of moving out of the way, like something out of Lord of the Rings, to show you where the closest one is. And she goes, I'm sorry, I didn't think you'd actually be able to do it. I was going to sing you to one of the bad ones, but you can use the good ones if you really want to. I'm sorry.
D has a whole moment where he starts to be pissed off about it, and he's like, whatever, we just need to go.
I give her a hug and be like, it's okay to be suspicious of people. Not everybody is good. I'm glad I was able to help. I'm glad we were able to help.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Everyone needs to have a home.
And she looks at you. She says, you might have a home with them.
Maybe. We got to do a lot of work first. But first, we have to go get someone back.
Have we had a short rest in this time, basically? Is that what's happened?
Yes.
Or are we gonna try to take a long rest?
Oh no, it's gonna be a short rest. We don't have time for a long rest.
Yeah, you don't have time for a long rest. You've had a long rest recently. So yeah, it will like
that's
be
why
recent to this. So
yeah, we would have to wait another day, basically. Okay, so we're taking a short rest here, and then
I'm gonna kind of try to talk to Juniper without Titania a little bit, just to see and be like, are you ready to go? We have to go someplace very, very scary.
Juniper is
and
like,
I don't want to take you if you don't want to go.
Absolutely ready. Juniper is Juniper is in a very weird place because Juniper is not an incredibly intelligent creature, right? But even not incredibly intelligent creatures can understand majesty. This is not normal. This is not a thing that just happens. A tree that was dead sprouting out of the ground, the ashes turning to dust and something else becoming it. Juniper understands this is something far beyond her understanding, but you all did it. Much like you're all ready to die for Juniper, Juniper is ready to die for you.
No, baby. All right, y'all. I guess we are Shadowfell bound. And I'll start hooking Juniper back up to the cart.
Mm-hmm. Z's like ready to charge ahead again. He's like, all right, fix the tree. We're going to get Kismet.
Indeed. And you make your way to this very circle. The dryad actually comes with you. This fairy circle is different than the other. The mushrooms sort of bounce along happily. It is weird in comparison because they were so awful to you. They're hostile. They wanted blood almost. And this one seems like off-putting in its niceness. It is an extension even to what you just experienced, fixing that tree. You don't need to be able to speak with plants to understand that they are willing to help you. But you have to make the request.
He's like, hey, we need to go to the Shadowfell.
We need to get as
Please.
close to this unseelie court as you can get us, please.
Please. She's like, oh, you're right. Do these seem to understand us just talking at them?
Yes.
He's speaking in Sylvan.
Oh, yeah. Even better. Like, they understand you and non-Sylvan and Sylvan. And they're like bouncing around like something you see in a Disney movie or something around. And then they all stop and stare at you as you say you need to go to the unseelie court. And
it's for a good cause.
We have to rescue a friend.
A bunch of voices start all talking at the same time, and it says, unseelie court is gone. It's been taken. The Dreadlord.
Good.
Titania, what are they talking about?
Know this? I know
Tanya
I
does
rolled
not know
history
this.
earlier, but I don't think that's for this.
Do we know what the Dreadlord is? Like, does anyone recognize that?
All of you roll me history.
Oh, I do have a +7 to history, by the way. So that roll
Yeah.
earlier. I don't
There
know
you
if I
go.
rolled with that.
Z rolls a 2.
I'm going to use my advantage. That's a dirty 20. I'm going to use one of my advantages.
I rolled a 22.
Cool.
What about L4? He knows stuff.
L4 knows everything.
I know. Like, he went to school. He got his master's degree.
I wrote a 16 earlier. I look for. I'll put it like this: all of you know what a Dreadlord is, and all of you know
Except for Z.
the most infamous of Dreadlords, Strahd von Zarovich. And they say it all just bouncing around. Strahd has taken the unseelie court as his own.
Is that now his seat of power? As opposed to
No. It would seem that his domain has expanded.
How much do we know about Strahd? How much
With
do
a
I know about Strahd?
22. With a 22, you know that he was exiled to a domain where he'd forever remain as his prison, essentially. He is the lord of the vampires. Glix, you, again, this is almost like being told to you as fairy tales. This is what you've heard
Mhm.
in stories.
I read a lot. I had to read a lot of books because it's all I could do for 50 years.
Yeah. Vampire. That you're warned to never walk into the mist. So you've done that multiple times since being in the Prismere. You were warned to never walk into the mist because you may not come back out. And on the other
Look
side,
at the mushrooms.
Strahd is there.
I'm gonna look at the mushrooms and be like, "We have a friend who was taken. Do you have any way to know if she's there or not?"
If you seek the Unseelie, then she must be there.
Titania, are you sure?
Am I sure in my
You're
little
sure that
ceramic heart
she
of hearts?
became part of the Unseelie.
Yes.
Well,
All of you, Elafor, Glix, see, hear Titania's voice in your heads, and it's somber now, as if she mourns for something that was. She says, obviously, Kismet was not always like this. She did not always need blood for sustenance. She was sent, and she pauses and just very softly, as if you're not supposed to hear this, but still do. Oh, I'm violating so many codes by telling you this, but she was sent there on a mission by the Sealy Court to retrieve an item for the Queen. I told her then that she was too young, too inexperienced to do something like this, but it was her job. She was ordered to do it, so she went. And she did not survive very long when she got there. She was killed, and well, it was one of Strahd's, now I assume, people, or one of the many vampires who might have taken up residence there. I don't know who killed her, but something drained her of her life. And in her final moments, she prayed. Oh, I remember her asking that she was not ready to leave yet. And then a figure, not of the Unseelie Court, not of the Shadowfell. She wore this porcelain mask. She answered Kismet. And I think they had an agreement of sorts. She brought her back. Changed, different, but alive, in a sense. Because she couldn't finish her mission, and I think she was scared to try again. She returned but didn't go back home. Didn't want to come back as a failure.
So she made a new home at the Unseelie Court
Well, no.
where people killed her.
I think just by virtue of who she is now.
she has
She is a
unfinished
part of
business
them.
with whatever she didn't get.
I think, and I might be wrong in this, she no longer considers the Sealy Court her home. It might just be her. It might be So my guess still is that she's there.
Do you know what she had to get?
No, she did not tell me.
Well,
Do you know where she was killed? Like, does her soul go back there?
I mean, it's worth trying. I couldn't know for sure.
yeah, we're going to court.
Yeah, we have to go anyway. I say back to the mushrooms.
Yeah, that's where we have to go. Our friend has been taken and we have to get her back.
Clicks.
Hmm.
You must consider now that you are on the clock as well. Maybe the Shadowfell gives us more time, maybe it doesn't, and
She's more important.
I think she would be okay
I know she would.
if she wasn't either. So
I know she wouldn't. But it doesn't matter. She's still more important. And I'll turn and look at Elafor and be like, Elafor, you have the right to tell me we don't do this because this affects you too.
I have unfinished business in Barovia.
Mm. I mean, this
So
is
are you going to Barovia?
No, we're going to where Daddy Barovia is staying currently.
if it's his domain, then
Well,
it might
she,
as well
she
be
said that his domain
I
expanded.
mean, yeah.
expanded.
So if the Sealy Court is in Barovia,
So it might
I
be
guess we're
both.
going. Yeah, it might be both. I
Yeah.
guess we're going to the Sealy Court or Unsealy Court. Fuck, this is gonna suck, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
My bright colored ass is gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
Oh, I love it.
The mushrooms say, we can get you close, but we can't take you exactly there.
Get us as close as you can, please.
But wait, Clicks,
Mm.
turn around.
Turn
Assuming
around.
we're facing the fairy circle,
Mhm.
and if the tree's in the distance, you accomplished what you set out to do this morning.
Yeah, I did.
Um,
Didn't do it alone, and I appreciate the help, but we did. We did one good thing while we've been in this godforsaken place. But now we have to go get Kismet. And nothing else matters until we have her back, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'm going. So you don't have to. You don't want to. Elafor. But
Elafor's ready. Very serious and stealing face on Elafor. The dryad comes up to you. The dryad comes up to you, Z.
mm-hmm.
And she says, you need to be the one to do this.
Do what?
Open the circle.
Okay. How do I open it? Open. He looks at the circle.
And she says, open your mind. She touches your forehead. Roll me Arcana.
Not the best at Arcana rolls. It's an int thing.
Do you want to use an advantage?
I'll use an
You have
advantage.
one.
Yeah. I have one.
we end up on the material plane.
14.
Perfect. Z, You are gifted. There's no better way to put this, with a memory of fairies being a part of these circles, playing on the mushrooms, eating candies, causing mischief, essentially. But it's fun. It's all in fun. And you remember them activating these fairy circles, going to material planes, playing with the children of those planes. It is almost like an ancestral memory that you're being reminded of. And you remember the words that were said. And I will copy pasta this to you.
Oh man.
Because this is for you kind of specifically. What you see is fairies holding a wand or a stick of wood above their heads, and they're saying a phrase. You see you running in a circle. And I sent you a message.
Got it.
And, there you go.
Okay. He makes like a long sigh, and is like, hold on. He shrugs off his jacket, kind of like tucks it over an arm, reaches into his fairly empty, minus like a boatload of candy backpack, kind of feels around for a minute, and then pulls out the golden unicorn toy that he has. And he's gonna go skimming around the fairy circle, just across the top of the mushrooms, holding up his golden unicorn toy, which he got from Nibs, and say 3 turns, Widdershins, and off we go. And thinking about the unseelie court, like focusing his attention on that.
He goes running around, looking like a child, running around in these 3 circles.
Zooming my little unicorn through there. Yep.
And I'm just looking at Elafor like, huh?
And Elafor's like, but then an odd thing happens. The ground around you, inside of this circle, begins to become incorporeal for a moment. Then it starts to take a shape. And you see, I don't know how to better put this and make it sound more flavorful than a dark world. Castles, buildings, dilapidated, creatures, wretches, humanoid, maybe. It is like you're looking at it from the sky. But there is another world on the other side of this. And it is open to you now.
Well, come on. He looks back at everyone else still holding the golden unicorn up.
All right.
Hovers into the
Into the hole.
hole.
I will make sure that Elafor is secure in the chariot, and I will, reach down and pat Juniper and be like, away we go.
Juniper walks over and prepares to go down into this hole, but she can't. She walks over it as if it's glass. Elafor sticks a hand down and goes right through it.
I will back her off of it. I will take the chariot off. And I'll be like, it's not going to let you come with us, but I'll be back. Can you guard the tree?
Oh man. Juniper looks at you, tears in eyes.
Oh, yeah, no, at this point, I'm back to crying too. This is going to suck because she doesn't want to live
Juniper,
anymore.
come. Juniper, help. Juniper, want help. Help, Druid friend.
I want your
Help,
help,
friends.
but I don't know if it's going to let you.
And you take the harness off. Juniper like goes on top of it and jumps and is trying to go down, but she can't go.
And I look at the mushrooms. I'm like, why can't you let her go with us?
The mushrooms say, "Not us. Not us."
He's like, I don't know. Tell her we'll be back and to get some rabbits or something.
The dryad goes over to Juniper and grabs a little winged paw, a large winged paw with her little hands. Meadow Leaf looks at Juniper and they're both like crying because Meadow Leaf walks over and she seems to know that she won't be able to go either. And she looks at you all and she says, "I will watch over her. She will be here when you get back. Save your friend."
She needs a lot of meat. He's just like shouting instructions as he jumps home.
Rub
Juniper
her.
won't go. Juniper won't go.
I'm going to snuggle in and give her a big old hug around her neck and just kind of whisper, I want you to go too, but it won't let you through. I'm coming back.
Juniper protect. Juniper strong.
Yeah, protect the tree for me. We need someone to protect that too.
And she nods at you.
And I'll smooch the side of her beak and jump in before I start bawling and lose my nerve.
Poor Owlbear has like lost 2 groups of people in succession.
She's not trapped now, though. She's out of her harness.
Yeah.
Yes, Andrani.
Titania will turn around.
Oh, I thought you had already jumped through.
Yeah. Can I still see the hole?
see.
Can I look back into the Feywild through, because I jumped through, and I will just try.
It's a weird thing because you don't land in the sky. You actually land on the ground. It's almost like upside down. So you feel like you're one way and then you're other way. So when you look down, everyone looks at you like you're looking up. It's weird.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. She will try very hard to druidcraft a floral crown on Juniper's head.
Oh.
You do it.
Is it little roses?
Yeah, it's all roses. Red roses. And Juniper will hear in her head, "We'll come back for you. And we'll bring a new friend." And I'll turn back up.
Juniper, miss you.
Oh.
My baby. How dare you give me a baby and take it away?
I
This
could
has
not let
turned
you
into a
bring
horror game.
this-
Okay, so
this owlbear to
Your-
this place that you're going. I could not do it.
Yeah.
oh,
Aliport
Juniper, no
Cuts the
campaign goal.
wings, fixes the vest, jumps through.
I like to imagine he has his wooden stakes out and he's like parachuting down into it. He's like, I'm ready.
Basically.
You know, checks the jacket. Yep, got him. All right. And everybody goes in.
We made it to the Shadowfell. Yeah.
And that's where we're going to end this session.
Oh,
You're a monster.
yeah, you incredible, amazing human being. You are so. It is a crime to be this good
Yeah.
at what you do. Insane.
Tuck away, Juniper.
Me? No.
I literally gave her an out so she could stay, and then we had to go break our hearts some more.
Mm-hmm.
Listen
Glix
again.
was
I
just,
could
Glix
I
was
could not-
just getting better.
let you take this creature that you loved to fucking Barovia.
Yeah, that is very fair.
I am far less of a monster than you think. Because if I don't let you take this creature to Barovia,
Somebody would have
Welp.
died saving her life.
welp,
Yeah.
nothing good would have come of that. So anyway, thank you all for joining us today for Wayward Revelry. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Yeah, we're going into, well, we thought we were going to the Shadowfell. But
Now we're in
then
Barovia.
my Dreadlord table said otherwise. And I think this is very fitting. Why not Strahd?
Yeah.
I had a few different Dreadlords available, and Strahd was the one I rolled. So we'll see how this plays out.
It's so perfect. Like, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes the dice just do what they
The dice-
feel like they need to do.
I could not decide on which Dreadlord. And I'm not going to tell you the other ones because I might use those for further campaigns or in this game. But Strahd was the one that I ended up with. Just put it like that. And I was like, well, fuck, that's fitting. But there were other Lords of Death.
There are several.
Mm-hmm.
They all suck.
Mm-hmm. So here we are. We're going to see how this plays out. So thank you all again for joining us. Thank you for the bits, the subs, everything that came through today. Thank you for adding to the chaos. I know I did not get to use all of my advantages, but don't you worry. I have them written down. I will not forget. However, when we come back next month, there's going to be new bits goals. And we'll have another player joining us come next week. So
Mhm.
unfortunately, RoboGoblin could not join us, but Sunray, or its Array, in our chat is going to be joining us next week. And we'll get introduced to that character very, very quickly in this story. So just you wait. Just you wait. So let's let the people know who you are and what you're up to before we roll out. And let's start with Andrani.
Oh, hi everybody. My name is Indrani. I have been Queen Titania, the teacup. You can find me on the internet as at Nonagon Dice. I'm a TTRPG streamer, handmade dice maker, and the co-founder of Daisies and Dragons, which is India's largest TTRPG community. We stream every Wednesdays at 10 a.m. EST over at twitch.tv/Daisies and Dragons. We're currently streaming Wildmouth Faith and Fury, and it is a political intrigue, pre-war sort of like just drama. So if that's something up your alley, come watch us. Other than that, I have commissions open. So if you'd like to get yourself a set of handmade dice that are unique to your character, your campaign, your story, whatever you like, hit me up. I would love to make you something. And I will be at Big Bad Con later next month. So if you are going to be at Big Bad Con in San Francisco, let me know. I'd love to say hi and play some games, whatever. So yeah, that's me. Whew,
Excellent.
I was not ready for today.
And again, Loader could not be with us today. However, make sure you're following Joe at all of the various places that he is. Check the links out in the chat. And Panda.
Hi, I'm Awkwardish Panda. You can find me on the internet literally everywhere as at Awkwardish Panda. I don't have a whole ton going on. This week we're playing some Wildflowers. Definitely stay tuned to my socials tomorrow because we get to announce a very big thing going on with Twin Goddess Minis because the Kickstarter for the campaign launches tomorrow and there might be some surprises on the Kickstarter page. So definitely come through for that. We're playing Wildflowers this week. Thursday night, you can catch me over on the GR crew with Dimples in Ghost of Karis for our Expanse campaign, which is going great. TM. I almost died last week. Seems like every other game I've been in for the last 2 weeks, I've gotten bitten in the face by something. So that's a trend I would like to not continue. But other than that, catch me here on Sunday mornings, there on Thursday nights, and on my stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the morning. And Friday nights, usually we're either gaming or we're interviewing someone. We do have a fun interview coming up on October 14th with Dr. Neuro. We're going to be talking about the intersection between what is woo, what is not woo, and what Western medicine ignores from Eastern medicine and folk practices that is actually legit stuff.
Excellent. I love Neuro. This is gonna be great.
Neuro's great.
Sounds awesome.
All right. Red.
I'm Red. You can follow me on Twitter for updates and random tweets. You can find me here every Sunday playing Z. I am a writer in DM. I occasionally show up somewhere else. If so, I will tweet about it and you'll hear about it here.
I'm gonna eventually convince Red to start talking about her campaign that she's running because chaos ensues there, and there's some great stories that happens. The one that you're running on Thursdays. With
I'm running
D&D
multiple
kits.
ones.
I know.
Yeah.
With your D&D kits.
I do about 4 campaigns a week, so. But most of them are on stream. Maybe coming to a stream near you soon because we're about to start a new arc after murder ensued. And by that I mean I have TPK'd the party, and by that I mean they have TPK'd themselves by their choices.
Totally did.
Yeah, knowing the story, you weren't even being like a mean GM. It just
choices were made.
They fucked around and then they found out.
And they found out.
Yeah.
That's how it
consequences of your
Here's
actions.
an ancient dragon. Even though we split the party and we're down spell slots at level 6, let's fight it in its lair. Because they were like, look how much gold there is.
Fucked around, found out.
Found out. Yeah.
Excellent. And I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice. I have a lot of stuff going on. Panda already mentioned Ghost of Karis. I am over on Waffles Maple Syrup. You can catch me this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Siren's Call, a D&D 5e campaign based in the Alchemy RPGs book, Lore of Aethera, Lost Druid. That is happening 8 p.m. on Waffles Maple Syrup. I have Philly by Night. We had a fun game last night for BIPOC Vamp Day, Oops All Oscars, which is canon. So I have to clean up the messes that were created by someone donating $100+ and summoning Kaiju Kane. We'll see how that plays out next week.
Literal Kaiju Kane. That shit was wild.
Yeah, he went all Attack on Titan in Philadelphia. It was wonderful. There's other games happening. There's a Good Society game that I'll have coming out in the near future over on Table Goth. There's also going to be a Star Wars game over on Table Goth. We're going to be playing Rebel versus Empire as pilots that just graduated the academy or are still in the academy. It's going to be great. What else is happening? There's more games. There's so much stuff that I'm doing. I stay busy. Keep an eye on my Twitter. There'll be more announcements. And again, thank you all so much for joining us for this game. I did not know this was going to happen. So, I was plotting this week on things that could happen. And well, this is how it played out. So we'll see what happens to Kismet maybe next week. Thanks again, everybody. We're going to find someone to raid. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
That
Oh,
fucking teacup, I love
baby.
it. Hi, Morden.